Hello, my name's Jiles Halling. I lived and worked in Champagne for over 20 years. First I spent several years with Moët & Chandon, and then subsequently I worked as an independent consultant to the Champagne Makers Trade Association. And as a result, as you can imagine, I acquired an inside understanding of how the champagne industry operates, and I got to meet literally hundreds of people. I now use all that experience to help my clients to create their own private champagne brand, either for their own personal enjoyment or so that they can develop a business marketing and selling their own champagne brand. In this video, I'm going to outline the essential steps in the process of creating your own brand, and I'll explain how I can help you to take your idea from the drawing board to reality. At first glance, it seems a fairly straightforward process, but as with so many things, a lot of the detailed work is needed behind the scenes, and you'll probably find, as someone once said, that there are a lot of unknown unknowns to consider. But don't worry too much about that at this stage. My task is to help you make sense of it all. The first thing I do for all my clients is to spend time discussing their initial concept. I'll explain what is and what is not possible. Then I'll outline the decisions that my clients need to take at every step of the process. And then we'll make an estimate of the budget needed and when that money is going to be required, so that my clients understand as clearly as possible exactly what they want, so that we can then go out and make it happen. Once that's done, we start with what's inside the bottle itself. Here's an example of one that I've just completed. What taste did you want? How many bottles do you want? What's the target price you're aiming at? And much more besides. Now, there are over 4,000 champagne makers, so you might think it would be easy to find a supplier. But that's not necessarily the case. Only a few are able and willing to do work for private brands. So once we've identified the right supplier, we have to register your brand name, which appears on the label, to ensure that you have the ownership rights to that brand name. Now, there are rules and regulations about brand names, which I will explain to you, but suffice it to say at this stage that you can't always have exactly what you want. In parallel to registering the brand, we work on the design of the packaging from top to bottom on the front label and the back label. Now, as you can imagine, the possibilities are almost endless, and so they need to be narrowed down so that we end up with a design that is both attractive, meets your criteria, and is cost effective and feasible. Then it's a case of finding the most appropriate manufacturer for each of the packaging elements. Let me give you a few examples, some of which you may not even have thought of. I'll put this down 1 second. Starting right at the top are the corks. Now, there are many different types and qualities of cork, and some may be more or less interesting to you, and of course each has a different cost associated. You can decorate the top and the bottom and the sides with your own logo and name. On the top of the cork is what's called the plaque and the wire cage. Again, you can choose the colour and design, and there are a myriad different choices. Next comes the foil. You can have gold, silver, black, or any colour under the sun, frankly. You can have it short or long, rounded at the bottom, pointed at the bottom, and so on and so forth. Next is the label, which is absolutely crucial for the appearance of the bottle. What do you want it to look like is one consideration, but also equally important are what are the legal requirements for the country in which you want to sell the product, and they're all different from each country to country. All these things have to be discussed in detail before firm orders can be placed for the components to be manufactured. There are also other technologies that offer alternatives to paper. You can have metal labels, wooden labels, or you can even print on the surface of the bottle and decorate the bottle to your own specifications. Then last but not least, you may want a gift box, and these come in different styles, sizes and designs at different costs. Now, if all that sounds very bewildering, don't worry. My task is to guide my clients through what might seem like a minefield and to help them make the right choices for them so that they are delighted with the end result. And at the end of this video, you can see a testimonial from one recent client just to that effect. The process will take several months to complete, and if you are already fully occupied with other personal or business interests, I can manage the entire project on your behalf, according to your instructions of course, so as to allow you to focus on other things that are important to you. So that's just a brief outline of how I work. So if you are considering your own private label champagne and would like to know more, I put my email address below and in the description and comments box if you're listening or if you're watching this video on YouTube. So I would certainly welcome your emails. Please contact me at Jiles, Jiles, at mymaninchampagne.com. That's all one word. And we can arrange for an initial discussion on Zoom when you can ask whatever questions you want and decide on the next steps that are best for you. So thank you for watching. I look forward very much to hearing from you. And again, this is Jiles Halling saying thank you for watching. Bye for now.